Hey, what's up YouTube? It's King Vita here, and I'm back with another review. This time I'm reviewing the SH Figuarts Metalgarurumon. So, there is Metalgarurumon right there. Moving on. And obviously, just like before, take a look at the packaging. This one has really cool box art. Got Metalgarurumon there, it says Metalgarurumon, Digimon Adventure, SH Figuarts, Original Designers Edition, a bunch of Japanese stuff I can't read, Tamashii Nations, Bandai. Moving on the side of the box, you have your obligatory product shot here. On the back, you have more obligatory product shots. You can do that, you can do that, and you can do that. And there is the picture again, except, you know, made to fit. Here, it's blown up. Come on. There you go. Here is blown up. And here it's just shrunk down. Basically. He does come with all this stuff, so yeah. And that's basically it. On the top, Metalgarurumon. The bottom, bunch of warning. Leave that over there. Boom. Okay. Now, on to the star of the show. Here is Metalgarurumon. And he does look pretty cool. Following my War Greymon review, this guy comes next. He looks like an atomic blue. I don't know what you'd call this, bluish purple. I have no idea, but it looks cool. It does look cool. Bluish, he is a blue with gold accent right there. Excuse me. Let me zoom in here. There you go. There you go. Got a nice view of the eye here, of the face. Got a number 1 there. As well as here as well on this side, number 1. Really accentuating the bluish purple there on the figure. Very cool. We're onto the bottom. He has his propeller things, boosters on his feet right there. SH Figuarts really knows how to do their figures. Like, they're very, very good at that. I mean, they could have just left this blank and called it a day, and that's it. No more. But they went a step ahead and actually, this isn't painted. This is molded in. They molded in his propeller thruster things. Very nice. This is a very cool figure. That's cool. Okay, so for accessories, before we get into anything, he comes with these 2 wing tips here with the, I guess, flying effect there. That's pretty cool. And this one as well. He also comes with his original, the normal ones without the effect. Right there. His wingtips. And his attacks. He does come with attacks as well. but we'll get into that later. Okay, so articulation for this guy, his head is on a ball joint, but his head doesn't, his head moves. I'm not going to lie, his head moves, but his head is connected to his neck. So what really moves here is the neck. The head moves as well. Oh no, the head does move as well. Wow, that's new. I just discovered that. Hey, I'm learning new things on video. So his head slightly moves up and down. And his neck moves all around. His neck is on a ball joint. His head is... It's not on a ball joint because it only goes up or down. It doesn't go sideways. To go sideways, you have to move the neck a little. So his neck is on a ball joint. His mouth opens and closes. And there is... Let me open it all the way. That's weird. There is... I don't know if you can see that. Let me zoom in. Okay. There is a tiny rectangular port there. I'll show you what that's for. I'll show you what that's for a little later. Let's see. His legs could do a full 360. They can do a full 360. Pretty ratchety. They can go... These things fall. These things like to fall off as well. But that's okay, because you can take them off. His legs can go outward that far as well. His toes pivot. Okay. His legs also move here at this joint in the middle. His hind legs can do a full 360 as well. But because this part here is blocking it, that's basically all they can do. They are in a ball joint as well, so... Oh, so they can go forward and they can move back. Kind of slide a little. They bend there and they bend that way as well, that far. And the hind toes also can move like that. Bring them down like that. And they could shift forward as well and shift back. So yeah, he does everything you need him to do. And maybe a little more. Oh, and his tail also moves. This part does not. This part is just one static figure piece. This one moves. It pivots right there. So yeah, it can do that. It can go all the way back. That's as far as it could go. And that's as far as it could go forward. So yeah, this guy has a lot of articulation. Especially for a four-legged character. Oh, and his cannons also pivot as well. His spiky little cannons pivot as well. So that's cool. That's very cool. I really like the articulation for this guy. Although he is kind of annoying to stand. Just because of the articulation. But either way, there you go. That's cool. Nice. Now, his wingtips also articulate right here. This little... Let's see if I can focus. This little part here can move down, and you can flip it up like that, you know, to accommodate whatever you want him to do. And these little guys, these wings, they peg in to these two ports right there. These wings here peg into that. Now, there are two ways to actually peg these in. You have these, which are his standard wings. And the way to do that is this one goes on his right side, which would be here. And you just push it in. There you go. Okay? Do the same thing. Put this down. And just peg it in. And they rest like that. Now, there are two ways you can actually make him fly. Because he can fly, if anybody watches Digimon. Metalgarurumon can fly. And the way to do that is you want to pull these out. Yeah, up. What goes up is this part right here. This part here is articulated to go up or down. This big blocky square that juts out of his back. So, you want to push it up and extend the wing outward. Okay? And extend it outward. Do the same thing with this side. There you go. Now, sometimes these little pegs here, these little pegs don't really, they're kind of annoying because they just like to fall off a lot. Come on. Please, please, come on. Don't do this to me. Come on. There you go. There you go. And you can angle them how you like. Now, you take these parts here, these wings here, which are also part of the wing, and these do have a tiny little peg that looks like this. Looks like this right here. Kind of looks like a claw. Just a little square that's divided into 3. And that will peg in to this hole right there you see there. So you take it. There you go. There. And now he's got really, really big wings. And like I said, they'd like to fall off. There you go. So he's got really, really, really big wings. So that's how he can fly. Whee! He can fly. Yes, Garurumon can fly. But if you don't want him looking like this, you could add the flying effect, which is where these guys come in. Which is what this transparent plastic looks like. See, it's transparent. You can see right through it. So what you do here is you take these out. Okay? And you replace them with these. Now these, since they're made just like this, they're made just like these guys right here. They can go on either wing tip. One there. And one there. Oh, let's take a look at this. I totally forgot to mention this. There is, this part in the middle is transparent and it's see-through. Well, the whole thing is transparent. Transparent is see-through, duh. But it doesn't have any color. Whereas the edges here, right there, and here are yellowed out. Let me zoom in. Let me zoom in here so you can get a clear view here. Excuse me. That is very cool. This part here is yellow, and this part here is yellow. This middle section here is clear. There's a clear yellow, clear yellow, clear. Very nice. Very cool stuff. So, you want to plug these in here, just like that. And there you go. Stop moving. There you go. Work with me, camera. And now he's flying. It does give the effect that he's flying, so that is very cool. That's awesome. So now you got a flying Metalgarurumon. Pull this out. Pull these out. And leave these here. Put the wings down. And there you go. You don't really have to take these wings off. You could just plop them up like that and make it sort of like a backpack or something. And that'll keep them in place. That'll stay in place like that. They won't move. They're not going anywhere. Now, one thing I do like is the color they went with. It looks gold, but if you notice right here in the middle, there's like this orange tint to it, indicating like that there's shadowy parts. Same thing with here in the corner. And down there, so that's very nice that they did that. Even on the wings, they have like this shadow in the middle right there. Very nice attention to detail. Also, the armor, as I mentioned, the armor is not blue. It's bluish purple. It's many different tints. That's light blue. It goes light blue, then purple, and his nose is a bright red. So that's very nice that they didn't just paint this, you know, a metallic blue and that's it according to the anime. They actually knew what they were doing when they painted this guy. Very cool. And also his blue stripes on the feet there. And his fingernails. They're like a darkish maroon. So that's nice. Very cool what they did with Metalgarurumon here. Okay, so moving on to his attacks. Obviously this guy has weapons, as you can see right there. These are his little cannon spiky things. There's little cannon spiky things here. And I don't know, I guess you could use your imagination. Why not? It's your toy. This thing could be his, you know, his way of attack. You can... Woo! Do a front flip and cut people with this. Woo! Very nice. Be careful when you're playing with this. I mean, you can play this. A kid can play with this. However, be mindful that this is kind of dangerous. See this tail here? This part here of the tail, this pointy part here, this isn't soft, bendy plastic. This can actually do some damage. Be very mindful. If you have kids and they like playing with Digimon and they want to play with... Focus. Come on. Don't do this to me, camera. They want to buy this toy? Sure. But be mindful that these toys are getting expensive nowadays. And this guy has a lot of sharp areas. These are his ear things are sharp. These are sharp, as well as these. These are pointy as well. His tail is sharp, as I mentioned. This guy is a weapon. This guy's a weapon. Like I said, I collect figures. I like collecting figures. I don't play with them. But if you have a kid and you decide to buy this for him, be mindful that this is very sharp. Yeah. So, Moving on to, I've already mentioned these guys, the wings and everything and how they work, but he comes with 2 more accessories, and I will show them off right now. Oh, I forgot, his tail also is on a ball joint and can go around. I mentioned it pivots, but I didn't mention it wouldn't move like that. All around through here. So, his other weapons is this guy. And yes, he does have a face. He looks like a Bullet Bill. He actually looks like a Bullet Bill from Mario. Let me zoom in here. That looks cool. This is his, I believe he calls it a Garuru Tomahawk. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's called a Garuru Tomahawk. Yeah, a Garuru Tomahawk. And what this is another, see this part here that looks like some sort of a cross on the back? This is a replacement for this right here on his chest. Right here. Now, the way to make him... There you go. The way to give him the Garuru Tomahawk is quite annoying. I'm not going to say simple. It's annoying. Okay, let me take these off. See this little wedge here, right there? Right here on his side, right there. You're supposed to stick your fingernail in there, and you want to pop this off, which I can't do because my fingernails are short. There you go. I just cut my fingernails today. And he has some sort of a, I want to say, an indentation here with a square and a smaller, a rectangle and a smaller rectangle here. So you want to take this part here and replace it with the new one. There you go. And now he's doing his Garuru Tomahawk. There you go. Let me move that out of the way. Garuru Tomahawk. Bang. Shooting it through his chest. Very cool. Let me pop this off. Grab this. Push it back. Right there. That's how you put it back. Okay. Now, as I've mentioned, he has one more accessory to go through. I have one more accessory to go through. Put this back on his, these wings back on his back. Right there. There you go. And that is his metal wolf claw, as I've mentioned. And his metal wolf claw looks like a Kamehameha wave. Looks like this. Now, also, you might want to be careful with these because, yes, while these are plastic here, these right here, if I could zoom in, see these little spiky things that are jutting out from this side? These are plastic. The whole thing is plastic. However, these things are extremely pointy. And I mean extremely pointy. No, you can't see it. But I literally just jammed my finger into this just to show you how pointy it is. And I don't know if you can see the mark, but whatever. Again, pretty dangerous. But either way, it's for collection. It's not for well, I use it to collect, not for playing. So if you have a younger child, again, be mindful that this can hurt. Now, the way to hook this up to him is, see that there's a peg right there jutting out right here. This little peg right here will peg in to his mouth, on the roof of his mouth, which would be, if I open it, now the top of his head is on a ball joint, so you can't just pop it off and it moves. You can do that, you know, to make things easier. There. Now, as I said, to put this on, you want to open his mouth as far as it'll go. Take this part here and kind of jam it upwards onto the roof of his mouth right there. That little hole on the roof of his mouth, that's where the peg will go. So, take it and just jam it in there. There you go. And now you have his Howling Blaster technique. His Howling Blaster attack. So he's blasting evil Digimon and doing his thing. And obviously this is just an accessory, so you could still move his head up and down however you want to, side to side, you know, things like that. So this doesn't really prohibit any movement from his head. It doesn't jam anything, nothing of sorts. So nothing, you don't lose any articulation just by this thing. So that is very cool. That's nice. He's using his Howling Blaster technique. His Howling Blaster. I always confuse it with Garurumon. I always confuse it with Gabumon. His Metal Wolf Claw. That's his attack. His Metal Wolf Claw. That's his Metal Wolf Claw. And this is his Garuru Tomahawk. So yeah. He's doing his Metal Wolf Claw. So yeah, I mean, you could have him blowing stuff up with his Metal Wolf Claw. I totally like it. Now to take this off, it's simple. Do the reverse thing. Push this all the way down as far as you can, and you just boop, pop it off. This thing will just pop off, and it'll also pop back on like that. So that's it. Oh, speaking of his mouth, I realized they painted his tongue. His tongue is like a hot pink, a hot pinkish color. You could see it just a little sticking out there. Very cool. Very nice. So, oh, they have, they molded in a lot of stuff like vents here on his butt. I don't know why, but okay. They have molded in right here. And this isn't, this is painted purple, so. They have molded in, this thing has molded in top things. I don't even know what these are. But this is kind of like a gear that makes his feet move. So that's cool. They molded in also his lines on his feet as well. They molded in also lines and metal parts on his mask and really good stuff. Also these hoses here, they're not soft plastic, they're just plastic, but that's all they do. They don't really serve any purpose, they're just there because he has them on the show. But that's basically it. Because if you move his legs, see, they just accommodate for his leg movement. They move a little, but not so much. That again, that's just there for accommodation. But either way, that's what you get. Oh, and these red things on the back of his hind legs as well. That's cool. I like this hot rod red in there. That's awesome. And it kind of makes sense. It makes sense. He has those on the show. He has them on the show. Now, that's about it for this guy. Oh, and he has these 3 little holes on this tail thing. Nice. That's basically it for this guy. Not much to say. Now, for comparison, here he is with Spider-Gwen. There he is. Okay. Here he is with Masterpiece Movie Bumblebee. Because why not? There's that. Here he is with Wargreymon. His buddy, his friend, his partner in crime. Yoink. And here he is with Omnimon. I'm looking to review him next. Keep an eye out for that. Yeah. Little teaser. Just a tiny little teaser there. Or, for you Japanese enthusiasts, Omegamon, as he is known in Japan. I don't know. Is he known as Omnimon across the rest of the world? Or is it just here in the US? I don't know. Let me know. But either way, I like Omnimon or Omegamon. Same thing to me. Works the same. Either way, there he is with Omnimon. So, this is definitely one figure I recommend. I'm throwing this on the list of a list. List of a list of a list. I'm throwing this on the list of figures I recommend. Definitely. I definitely like the way he looks and the way he's painted and the way, I mean, I like everything about this figure. If you can find him for cheap, pick him up. Definitely pick him up. If you're a Digimon fan, definitely pick him up. If you like anything released by SH Figuarts, yeah, sure. Definitely recommend you pick this guy up. He's a great addition to your collection. And even if you're not a Digimon fan, I mean, you can't deny the quality of these guys. Like, SH Figuarts, they do it right. They know how to do figures. And I applaud them for it. Definitely well worth the money. And, yeah, I totally would get them. Definitely. I do not know if BigBadToyStore sells Digimon figures at all. But I got my copy at Amazon back when I first found it. You know, I mean, I found it for cheap, but again, these figures probably go for a very high price, so I wouldn't, as I've mentioned before, I wouldn't waste a lot of money. I wouldn't spend a lot of money on figures like these. It's absurd. Wait until he's a little cheaper if you can find him for cheap and pick him up. Very, very, very good figure and very, very nice build quality. I definitely recommend him again if you can find him for cheap. But if not, then that's basically it. I mean, don't do it. Don't do it. For a lot of money, don't do it. So, I think that pretty much covers everything there is to say about him. So, there is SH Figuarts Metalgarurumon. And this King Vita saying, laters.